Okay, this is a demonstration of the 3D Kitchen design software. We're just going to run through a demonstration of putting a design together, running right through to production. This is the design that we're going to produce. This is the finished design, just a few shots of it, and we're going to start this and do it live, running through from putting in walls, cabinets, changing textures and so on. So the first step is to add some walls to the design. These can be placed in any direction, any length and any angle. After the walls are placed, we just start adding in components. So we're starting with a panel end, and then we just select the cabinets one by one to add in to the design. So they can be placed in, they can be put anywhere, they can be resized to any dimension, like we're doing here, changing the dimension and locking into place, copying one cabinet from one place to another, copying the panel across to the end of the drawer unit. Now we're going to place in a fridge over cupboard, copy the panel to the other end of the fridge over cupboard, and then we're selecting a pantry, a tall unit, and we're copying that to the end of the unit. That's the view, the three-dimensional view of what we've just done. Now we're going to start placing units in the middle of the floor as island units. So again, you see they're quite quick to choose, to lock into place, and we can make them any size. What we're going to do is place this unit in, make it quite complex, change its dimension, we're going to change its angle, and we're going to modify its placed angle to sit correctly against the other cupboards. So we've changed that unit, we swung the unit from the center point to get a new angle. Now we've grouped the three cupboards there, we're changing their dimension, and we're moving them forward as a group so that we can place a panel behind them. So now we're going to drop the panel, make it the correct length to fit in behind the cupboards that have been placed. Placing our end panel on now. We're going to copy that, place it on the other end. This time it's a very odd angle because of the angle of the unit, so we've modified its placement angle, rotate it round and again snap it into place. It can be done very, very quickly. And again, that's the three-dimensional view we have of what we've just placed. Now we're going to place on the benches, so we're moving around the units, dropping the benches into place. Placing one on the island unit now. It's more complex, but it simply snaps into position at the points where the base units change direction. We generate an overhang for those. Specify how far we want to overhang it. So okay to that. We're going to place a measurement to the exact point where we want that placed. Then we're going to pick up the island unit as a group so that it's exactly the distance we want from the units against the wall. So this gives us a precise point for placement. Now we're going to modify this bench in the island to create a curved surface. So we're going to put a curve on the end and a curve on this front angled side. Very quick to do. And this is our view now with the benches in place and the curves created. Okay, so now we're going to place some more upper units. So we've just resized this unit, and it's a range hood unit that's been placed in the center. We're going to modify units to place each side of that. So again, they just snap into place, and we copy one to one side and one to the other side. So now we've got three units there. We're going to place a fridge unit. Okay, so this is the fridge itself, just for graphic purposes. And then we're going to place a sink into place. And we're going to put a tap there. Again, this is just for visual purposes. Place a cooktop. We can change how it looks. Once we've selected what we want, we just pick it up and drop it into place. Now we're changing the visual effect of some of these units. We're changing them so they have aluminium faces. And we're placing some timber effects on our open shelf units. Stainless steel effect on the drawer units, and we're changing our benches to timber, and the one outside to a patterned effect. And we've changed the back panel as well. And now we're generating the image. So now we can see the aluminium units, the benches changed, the panels with the timber effect, and the open shelves. Okay, now we can just view the selected objects only, so we're just viewing the back units against the wall independently. And now we're going to put a splashback in the back behind those units. Going to change the bench so it's no longer timber, and the splashback so that it matches. Okay, so we've placed our dimensions and angles on our benches so they're quite clear to get a nice clear bench template. And we've got an elevation view showing our heights and lengths, distances, very clear, including all our end panel information. Now we're exporting that through to costing, and we're importing it now. We're importing the job in. We can change our edging detail on the screen if we need to, and we can modify components even though they come through correctly. We can select them and modify them even though they've already been calculated correctly. So we can add components, delete components, change material types on individual panels if we need to. We can generate a report. So first of all, we're just adding in some incidental accessory items. And we've got a summary, cost summary, giving us the cost price of the unit, of all of the units, including all the hardware, labour, edging, and all the panel information. Now we're creating a cutting list, and we can see the cabinets are all numbered, the parts are all detailed with cut height, finished height, edging detail, very clearly illustrated. We can place in information we want to regarding the client information. Design specifications can be listed and stored with the design. You can choose the door styles, the drawer types, and so on. They can all be listed here quite clearly, the types of material used in the cabinets. We can generate a proposal for the customer outlining what they're being supplied with and the cost. We can get a cost cabinet by cabinet, very detailed. We can export that data if we need to external programs for CNC. For those of you who need to go out to CNC equipment, we can export that to the CNC software. Okay, now we're going to show you the optimization, so we can optimize right within the product. So we can choose the board, we can import the panel sizes, they come directly in, we give them a name, import the files, and it brings in all the board types that we've selected, so they can be optimized all in one hit, whether they're color board, whiteboard, they can be all mixed up. The program will separate them out and optimize them in their material groups. Doesn't take very long, it runs through each category and then gives us an illustration of the cut panels, which can be now printed. The edging information is shown on the printed lists. The edges that to edge are defined by the little black dots. Okay, so we're getting quite detailed information, and we can recalculate to allow for grain material. We can specify the sheet to be trimmed prior to being cut. We can produce labels and so on. We can produce the printouts in a single printout per page or multiple pages, multiple printouts on each page to save paper. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. We've done this demonstration file, can be viewed from any aspect, and I hope this gives you a good idea of our product.